I actually offered him $100 in the back not to call my name all day. So he cannot be bought. He cannot be bought. I don't know about you guys, but I'm an evaluator. I can't walk into a room without feeling the temperature, hearing the sound. Like everything about everywhere I go is always under scrutiny. I mean, I want to know why it's doing good, why it's doing bad. I want to know how to make it better, all those things. And sometimes it's a blessing and sometimes it's a curse. I don't know if you can relate to me or not, but when Pastor Jeff asked me if I could be a part of this service today, I was actually in evaluation mode on our Hurricane Florence response efforts to this point. And so that's what's fresh in my heart, and that's what I'm going to share with you today. I hope some of this is helpful to somebody. That's what my prayer is that maybe one point will help one person today. And so that's my prayer. And so I'm calling this the 5 fundamentals from Florence. Those are all F's. 5 fundamentals from Florence. The first thing I feel like, and I was asking God, like, hey, help me to see this storm through your eyes, God. How did we do? How can we do better? And the first thing that I felt like God pointed out to me was don't bury your talent. So that's a huge deal. And here's where it came into play for us. The day before the hurricane hit, we had a great friend of ours, Pastor Randy Bizette, Bayside Church in Florida. They called us and said, hey, you guys are getting ready to get hit. We want to send you some stuff to help you. And they sent a box truck up here full of generators, full of chainsaws, full of wheelbarrows, full of shovels and rakes. They had grills on it, just anything that you might need to help your city after a storm. And as the truck got here and we were unloading it, I was so blown away by the generosity. But at the same time, as I looked at the truck, as the generators were coming off, I'm like, man, these are not Harbor Freight generators. I mean, these are like Generac, 7,000 watts, self-start, got a battery. And immediately, nothing wrong with Harbor Freight, I shop there. But these were not Harbor Freight generators. And I just had this kind of spirit of like, I don't know if it was greed or whatever, but I'm like, man, we got to hold these things tight. Like we're going to have to screen people before we give them out. And we got to make sure we get them back. And, and I felt like God immediately spoke to me. He's like, I didn't send them up here for you to be greedy with them. And so what he pointed me to was the parable of the talents in Matthew 10:25. And he was like, hey, when that master went away and he gave his servants things to take care of, he gave one of them 5 talents and one of them 2 talents and one of them 1. And the one who had 5 invested it and got 5 more. The one that had 2 invested it and got 2 more. And the one that had 1 buried it. And he's like, I'm going to keep it safe so when he comes back, I can give it back to him. And when the master came back, he was happy with the one who got the 5 invested and got 5 more. He was happy with the one that invested 2 and got 2. And he said, you wicked, lazy servant to the other one. He said, you could have at least put it in the bank and got interest on it. And so immediately, we just said, you know what, if there's a need, we're going to meet it with these generators. They went mainly for people who had medical issues and stuff like that. Some of them went as much as an hour away. One of them I went to go get in Burgaw, and they used it in a neighborhood to keep medicine for people in the neighborhood cold during the deal in Burgaw. So anyway, one of the reasons they don't let me speak is the emotions. So anyway, I probably need some drugs for that. But anyway, we went to go get that thing, and the family was just like, thank you. It really helped us. And I want to tell you this. They sent us 19 really nice generators, and we sent 20 back. That's how that deal worked. We got every one of theirs back. All right. The next point on my 5 fundamentals is God's plans have God-sized holes in them. God's plans have God-sized holes in them. And here's the deal. We prayed about what we felt like God wanted us to do as the hurricane approached. Like, what is Lifepoint's response to this storm going to be? And we really felt like God said, I want you to distribute hope. I want you to distribute food. I want you to distribute goods and all that. So we promoted it. We got a helpline, and we said, this is what we're going to do. We're going to give out food. We're going to give out supplies and diapers and all that stuff. Here's the only problem. We didn't have any of that stuff. All right, we told everybody we were going to do it. We bought Penske trucks and had them sitting out front. We got forklifts and pallet jacks, and we had nothing. The storm came and it went, and then they said there's no roads and nothing can get in, and we still got nothing. But we felt like God laid us on our heart. And the first few days, Mercy Chefs and Convoy of Hope, they provided the stuff that we were able to give out and touch people. Over 200 churches during the process of our response gave to Lifepoint. They gave supplies, they gave food, they gave money. I'd still need some drugs. Give me some drugs. But that's where the God-sized holes come in. And God reminded me in Joshua 3 that when he was taking the Israelites into the promised land, they came up to the Jordan, and the Jordan was as high as it's ever been. And they had to put their toes in. And when they put their toes in, it opened up and they went across. And if you have plans and you can do them, God's not in it. He wants to show up and he wants to show off. And he wants you to know how much he loves him. So you got to have God-sized plans. Your plans have to have God-sized holes in them. The next one is this. You can't outgive God. I know you guys have heard that before, but this is what God he likes to show you his principles like over and over and over. one of the goals during the hurricane was that everything we had in the building, we were trying to get rid of it every day. We're like, God sent it, we're going to get rid of it, and he'll give us more. We just believed that, and we said it, and that's what we did. And every time we emptied out the lobby, he filled it up. Every time we give out a gift card, he gave us another one. Every time we gave out money, he gave us more, and he's still doing it. And it's so amazing. And I remember in the heat of the distribution, the night that we had the most need, and people came, my wife came to the back, and she said, we're out of stuff. She's like, we're totally out. And that was the goal, so I don't know why I was surprised, but that was the goal. And she said, we got nothing to give away today. And at that point, Action Church from Orlando, Florida, I don't know anybody at Action Church. I know the pastor's name, but they pull up. They drove from Orlando. They had a truck full. They filled our lobby up, and they gave us everything that we needed for the next day. And God was just proving to me over and over and over again through this storm that you can't outgive him. And I think of 2 Corinthians 9. It says this. It says, whoever sows sparingly will also reap sparingly. Whoever sows generously will also reap generously. Point 4, or fundamental number 4, is this. When you understand your assignment, you adjust your alignment. I felt like for us, we knew that God sent us to this city to reach people, especially people that didn't go to church, especially hurting people. And during a storm like this, what do you think you're going to have? You're going to have a lot of people in this city who don't go to church and who are hurting. And so that adjusted our alignment. We had to make sure we didn't get too far from Wilmington as we were hunkering down, because there was going to be a lot of need immediately. So we got to a safe place and we aligned ourselves. We got the trucks, we got the forklift, we got all those things so we could respond to what God had put on our heart. And when you know your assignment, it adjusts your alignment. And I want to share with you for just one second. I feel like there's these principles in the church and even this evaluation, but I think this one was for me, and maybe it'll speak to you. But my assignment's from heaven. So that means my alignment has to be with God, all right? I can't take my cues from culture. All right, so if I'm watching more Netflix or I'm listening to, I love country music, I love all kinds of music, I listen to anything. But if I'm listening to more of that stuff than I am worship music and everything, I'm not feeding my spirit. I'm not aligning myself with God, and I'm not trying to be approved, but my assignment is from heaven. I need to act differently, I need to align differently, and I felt like God was really speaking to me that I need to act like I'm from heaven and I'm supposed to bring people with me to heaven when I get there. And so that was that one. When you understand your assignment, you adjust your alignment. I can talk to you all day about this one because it's a football thing, all right? When you know your assignment, you got to get lined up right or you mess up. You're like the Browns. All right, here we go. They do not know their assignments. All right, last one is this. When you point yourself towards purpose, you prosper. I really, really feel like in life, all of us want to win. Like, I don't think there's anybody like, I just like losing. Like, I'm just a good loser. We played basketball yesterday, and this team, we've been playing for 7 years. We've never beaten them, and they're good friends with us. And yesterday we beat them, and they left. They didn't even say goodbye. We're like, whoa, wait a minute. As long as y'all beat us for 7 years, we're friends, but when we win, y'all out. So anyway, we're going to have a little conversation, but all of us like to win, right? And I feel like if you want to win, you got to point yourself towards your purpose. When we came to this city, we really, really felt like God called us to reach people who didn't connect with God. And during this storm, our purpose as a church, not only during the storm, but our purpose is to point people to life in Jesus. And I saw people do it in lines out here with cars. They didn't just give them food, they prayed for them. They're like, how can I pray for you? I saw people in here, we didn't even have power, and they're packing bags up and stuff. I saw people go clean debris. We touched some trees that we were not supposed to touch. We weren't supposed to cut any trees that were on houses. I saw people on houses helping people, but they were pointing people to life. And I felt like our church prospered because we pointed ourselves towards purpose. So that's what I encourage you to do. Don't bury your talent. God-sized plans have God-sized holes in them. You can't outgive God. When you understand your assignment, you adjust your alignment, and when you point yourself towards purpose, you prosper. All right.
Thanks for watching. We hope this message was a blessing to you. And here at Lifepoint, we're a church of next steps, and we want to help you take yours. So head over to lifepointnow.com where you can join a serve team, you can join a small group, or you can even give online. And make sure you hit our subscribe button. We don't want you to miss any of the content we push to our YouTube channel. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.